Oh yeah, oh man, we're excited to have you, man. You know what I mean? Every day we get a international rocker on here, man. That's not an everyday thing for us, so it's an exciting time for us over here at the show. The whole rock thing, like, what made you decide to be a rocker? Like, what age were you when you decided I'm going to do music?
Oh wow. I was pretty young. I would watch music shows on TV, and my parents would listen to music, and I would always like to sing along with it. And I got some great attention for it from my friends and family and whatnot. But I think I was about 13 or 14 when I
Mm-hmm.
really decided to go for it, and that's because a band that was big back then, a rock band, was Skid Row, and the lead singer Sebastian Bach, my older sister and all her friends used to just sit around and talk about how hot he is, and I said, well, I better get in on this if I want to get if I want to get girls like my sister's friends.
Yes,
I think it was about 13 or 14.
Now, what is it like being on the red carpet? Because I know you made quite a few red carpet appearances. What's that feeling like when you step on that red carpet with the cameras flashing and the ladies going crazy? What's that like?
Well, it depends on how much attention you're getting, because there are times where you get on the red carpet and there's somebody more famous ahead of you or behind you, and then it gets pretty stressful, because then you gotta deal with security guards moving you around, and your publicist trying to talk to people and nobody paying attention to you, and you're getting pushed through like cattle. So those stressful times. Then there's those times where you get on the carpet and people are screaming your name, and microphones are reaching out to your face, and there's big lights in your face, and that's really exciting. And of course you got to be on your game, just so you don't say anything stupid, because it's live. You got to look good and hit your talking points in real time.
Oh wow! So let me get this straight. So like, if say you're on the red carpet and Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise shows up, they just move you out of the way. Hey Tom.
Oh
hey
yeah.
Brad.
Absolutely. Even if you got interviews booked, when the bigger stars show up. I came on the carpet one year. I hit with Usher, and we teamed our. Yeah, it was really fun. We teamed our entrance together. We both had this Lamborghini endorsement for the day. And it was awesome to come in together. And then we started going into interviews, and obviously everyone needed to grab Usher way more than they did me, right? So I had to stand there and for probably a good 15 minutes and wait for him to get done with everybody before I could go on through, and because otherwise Usher steals everybody's limelight. I mean, who doesn't want to talk to Usher?
Usher. Yeah, Usher's pretty huge. He's pretty huge. I understand where you're coming from. Well, I mean, yeah. So this year, you have some you're considered for some nominations with the Grammys this year as well.
Well, the voting process for the actual Grammys, for the regular Grammys, hasn't started yet. So those submissions will hit later this summer, and then they'll vote on those to see who gets on the final nomination ballot. But I have some considerations for nomination for the Latin Grammys, and they will vote on those down to those final 5 to 10 nominations, hopefully in the next couple months here.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Now tell me and the listeners, what is Rockstar Recipes? Are you some sort of cook or what?
Rockstar Recipes, man, that keeps coming up. I'm a crazy eater on the road, and because I spend most of my life on the road, I refuse to eat Wendy's and McDonald's like everyone else on my crew. So you gotta look good, right? And I still want to have my tofu and greens and whatever healthy stuff I can get, and that's impossible on the road. Impossible.
You don't want to overindulge in like fast food, right? That it's be hard to like stay in shape with that, right?
You got to stay in shape, and you got to have your wits about you, and you got to go to bed early and wake up right, and you can't have Wendy's and McDonald's hangovers, right? And
exactly.
So Rockstar Recipes were basically healthy recipes that I came up with over the years on stuff that I could actually cook out of hotel rooms and hotel room microwaves.
Oh wow! And, so you actually made a book with like just from stuff that you made like microwavable and using in different like hotel rooms.
Absolutely, really absolutely. And I wasn't going to publish it. It's just my friends were always wondering, what crazy stuff are you eating now? And I did, and I put it out there, and they released that book, and it turned out that a bunch of guys and girls were taking those recipes, and whether they were on the road or not, were losing weight and getting healthy like crazy. I'm like, oh wow, who knew?
Yeah, so in the album, The Fight, child obesity?
Oh yes, after Rockstar Recipes, after the success I was getting, helping folks get healthy, one of the charities I got involved in was helping Michelle Obama's initiative with child obesity. And so I and some friends, we put together an album called Fit Kids, Healthy Kids, Happy Kids. And that's basically a children's album for little kids to, get started early in eating right and exercising and doing fun stuff. And mommies and kids can get together and work out.
Hey, yeah, that makes sense to me. You want to keep the kids healthy as well, and I think Michelle Obama's doing a wonderful job with that. She's I see her all over the place, with that whole campaign for the to keep the kids healthy. So I think that's a great movement to be a part of. And man, like even on the book cover, you look like a rock star, man. Like did you have how, did you have to work at that, or you just started growing your hair one day and it grew out, and then you just became a lifestyle, or what? Is that a lifestyle?
It's a lifestyle thing, man. I mean, I'm really lucky, being of East Indian background. People kill for that hair and make weaves out of them, right? So I'm real lucky that grows naturally out of my head.
Do you have a stylist?
Not every day. Not every day. On big events, I get styled, and there's product endorsements. So on big events, somebody will come up and be like, all right, hey, we got to put this silky stuff through your hair and make sure you plug it. But, on a day-to-day basis, it's just using good products in your hair and shaking it out. I'm telling you, headbanging from rock music is really good for your hair.
I hear that.
Yeah, I see that you're in an upcoming comedy movie called Eternity. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Eternity, oh man, that was a fun movie. Yeah, I was only on set for that movie for a couple days. I'm playing they've got a scene in the movie where it's like a American Idol type setup, and I'm playing one of the fake American Idol judges. So
I think you get to crush people's dreams like Simon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he used to really give it to the guests.
Yeah, I get to be real mean. So they perform, and I get to say mean stuff, which isn't me at all, right? I'd be more like the Paula Abdul, nice Shakira type, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the movie, I get to be real mean and say some rude stuff. Man.
So what's the upside? I guess give us the upside of that being on the road for you, and I guess give us the downside. Like, what's the pros of that, and then what's the cons of being on tour for like the last year?
Well, the pros is I get to live out of hotel rooms, and that's fun. I don't care what anybody says. I got some friends who are like, I'm tired of hotel rooms. I want to go home. I'm a single dude, man. I like being in a different room every time and people cleaning up after me. I mean, that's cool. And the traveling, I get to see some really neat stuff. I mean, I got to see Thailand, Vietnam, stuff that I would have never gone to. So that's definitely the big upside. I mean, I got to see some really cool stuff, and I got to stand up in a Vietnamese wedding. I would have never seen that stuff. And I was best man in a Vietnamese wedding, man. It was really cool.
Okay, right on.
It was really cool. I got to hold a big a dead orange chicken for a good hour. It was fun, man.
That is definitely
stuff I would have
different.
never gotten able to do if I weren't a musician.
Now, on the not so good side, tell us about the other side of from being on the road.
The not so good side is it's almost impossible to be in a relationship when you're on the road. So there are times where I meet a girl where I'm like, oh my God, this girl's amazing, and I may get to see her for a week and then I'll probably never see her again, or at best see her a few months later if she's decided to stick around. That's probably the hardest thing.
Have you had anyone want to stick with you and roll with you, like a groupie or anything like that?
Why would you want a groupie rolling with you?
Well, I wouldn't be in the groupie, but,
you might want to use a better term than groupie. I mean,
it takes a pretty open-minded girl to be on the road with a musician, let me put it that way.
I hear that.
Oh, yeah, exactly, because, I mean, women, I mean, I would think that would be a problem for any woman, you guys are trying to, have a serious relationship, and you got women just, you step off the tour bus, or you step out into the show place, or and the women is going crazy. That's going to bother the average woman, or most women,
Yeah, and even if I'm all right with commitment.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's just part of the life.
Without a doubt. You heard that, ladies? He's not only a platinum selling international rock star. The guy's single over here. You better